Hello, testing. Hello, testing. What on earth is going on? Can you? I think you should be able to hear me now, surely. Hello, good evening. Welcome, welcome. I don't know why my microphone was not connected to OBS for some strange reason. It disconnected itself. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I mean, it wouldn't be a stream without the usual technical glitches, would it now? Although technically speaking, it was. I would have been unable to determine that issue. Right. Anyway, what I was saying was, hello and welcome to the life and suffering of Sir Brante in times of the fall of the Blessed Arachnean Empire, a game title which is clearly short, snappy and to the point. Rolls off the tongue. Excuse me. And then down here it just says, learn more about our new role-playing game, Mother of All Secrets. So if we enjoy this, maybe we can have a look at Mother of All Secrets. I don't know. Has anybody played it? Is it out? I don't even know. I've not even clicked it. Good evening anyway. Hello everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're playing a new series today. A new series. I bought this in the Steam Autumn sale, I think. I bought it at the same time that I bought Plague Tale. So since I finished playing Plague Tale, I thought, you know what, I'm going to play the other game that I bought at the same time in the sale, and I'm going to play this next. Because it looks like it could be right up my street. RPG, narrative, it's basically me reading. You know, perfect for a Sunday evening. Get yourself a nice cup of tea, lay back in your favourite chair, lie in your bed, put your little pods in or whatever you use, and let me soothe you to sleep, because, you know, clearly this is going to be a nice relaxing affair, and there's going to be no death, no destruction, no suffering, no falling of empires around here. This is a lovely little relaxing stream for a Sunday evening. Yeah, it does look a little bit like Darkest Dungeon, doesn't it? Am I planning on playing Hogwarts Legacy? Nah, don't ask. Because I've actually been doing some thinking about that. I made a post on the Discord which explains my stance at the moment on that game. However, I may change that stance. I'll tell people more in due course, but in essence, I want to play it, and I can't play it off camera because I suck at playing games off camera anymore. So I kind of have to do something. So I have a little plan in mind for that game. But I'll reveal all once I've made a definitive decision. But anyway, for now, it's a different RPG. It's about some poor fella that's suffering. Yeah, I think after the original fury is over, I think things are going to die down. So that's forming part of my little plan. But I think in short, without a full explanation, which I'll save for another time, yes, I will be playing it. Yes, I will be recording it. Probably won't live stream it, but I'm debating on that still. But yeah, there will be some form of a series at some point in the future. I'll leave it at that for now. Exactly, I do, don't I? It's just that I spent an extra £10 on it to get the deluxe version, but anyway. I could have waited a year and got it in a sale for like 30 quid, if I'd have thought a bit more wisely about this, but anyway. Right, because the rest of this year we've got a busy schedule. We've got Baldur's Gate coming out, we've even got games that have come out that I still want to play that'll take me ages. There's Three Kingdoms, there's Mount and Blade 2, which has gone full release recently. There's just crap ton to get through. So, you know, another game added to the list down the line. It's perfectly fine. So, yes, but yes, there will be some there will be a series of it. I've decided. I have to play it on camera. How that transpires is still debatable. But anyway, watch this space. I'll reveal more in due course. Maybe on my birthday in 2 months' time. Who knows? Birthday treat for everybody concerned. Anyway, I have no clue about this game. I've come into this pretty much completely blind. I know it's a narrative thing. I know that it's a lot of reading. It's almost like that game. What was it called that I kind of stopped playing after like 2 chapters of it? The book game that we played. Remember the game? You know what I'm talking about. People with good memories for things. The game was called Sorcery. Sorcery. I'll beat you to it. You're all too slow. Sorcery was a reading type game. And I didn't finish that. But I have a sneaking suspicion we'll finish this. It looks pretty good. And some people have given me some good sort of reviews of it and stuff. So, yeah. So, without further ado, we're going to dive in. We're going to see what this game brings, and hopefully we're going to enjoy it. So I hope you've got your favourite snacks, although there's no snacks for me now. I've got 10 days to lose 3 pounds to reach my target, so I'm having a very healthy 10 days. No alcohol next weekend. It's going to be a challenge, but I'm going to rise to it. I'm going to be really good, but that doesn't mean you have to. So, you know, I've got my dilute juice at the ready. Not quite as topped up as I would have hoped, considering all the reading I'm about to do, but there's always time for a break, isn't there? Because we should stretch our legs at certain points in the day too. Right, anyway, without further ado, let's go. The life and suffering of Sir Brante in times of the fall of the blessed Arachnean Empire. Let me know what the sound levels are like. I've turned the music down a little bit, the sound down a little bit, but if it's too quiet we can turn it up. But I think most of this game is just going to be me reading anyway, with a little background sound. So you're not missing much. And of course, if you've played the game before, usual caveats, no spoilers please. Thank you. So apparently we can name our character. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, a name. The first challenge. We're going to name to our Sir Brante. Sir. It's got to be a posh name. You can't be called Sir and have a really crappy first name. Sir Brutus Brante. Sir Duncan Brante. Sir Wormald Brante. No. I'm thinking like an old English name. Like Reginald. Sir Reginald Brante. Or Sir Charles Brante. Or Hogwartius Brante. Don't tempt me. Green Brante. I think a bit of alliteration's good. I think we should have the name begin with the B. Brutus, I'm not quite so sure. Brutus, Biff, Bob, Remington Brante, Reggie Brante. Eating a salad. I draw the line at salads. No matter how much of a health kick I'm on, I refuse to have a salad. Although, to be fair, I have had salads in the past when I've been on health kicks, and you can make some really tasty salads, you know, like a chicken salad, or even like a tuna salad with all the spring onions and the peppers, and the sliced ice-cold cucumbers, and the cheese and the mayo, and a sliced egg in there, all mixed together, maybe some sweet corn if it's tuna, and you've got a lovely tasty tuna salad. Now that's the kind of salad I can be behind. Boris Brante. I dare not do it. Bradley Bartholomew Bruce. Bruce Brante. I like Bruce actually. Sir Green Brante. I know two people have said Barrett Brante. Barrett reminds me of Final Fantasy VII. Have we created any characters created with a B name? Sir Bob Brante. Sir Bartholomew works. Bartholomew Brante. Bart for short. Benedict Brante. Benedict. I quite like that name. Yeah. Sir Benedict Brante. How do you spell Benedict? I can't even spell my own name. Ben for sure? Brelina Brante. I think Benedict is a good name. I like that name. Got the ye old English kind of twang. We can shorten it. I like that one. Well done, Nagisa. You win today's prize of the naming contest. Sir Brante McBranteface? Benedict. Okay. Character restarts enabled. I will be able to rewind to the beginning of any chapter you have completed and continue from that point. I think we have to do this not because I save scum, of course, but simply because if something goes horribly wrong for whatever reason, then we might want to restart a chapter. I don't want a game over type situation happening. And of course, if the game crashes or something as well, or there's... You will not be able to go back to previous chapters and change your decisions. You will live the character's life from start to finish and enjoy almost... Although this does sound quite nice. This is exactly what we're going to do, but I think having the option of restarts on would just be nice, just in case something goes wrong. But we will be playing it as a hard Iron Man, whatever kind of situation. I won't be reloading. I won't be revisiting previous chapters. I won't be trying to get the best outcome. Because that's not what I do. And when I see people say, I know we all play to have fun, but when I see people save scum and I'm watching them, I instantly like, no, not the LP for me. It really bugs me, I don't know why. But anyway, consequences. This is basically, you will see the consequences of your possible choices. No. I don't want to see the consequences of my choices, because in real life, do you get to see the consequences of your choices? Maybe if a bit of foresight, you might be able to kind of predict the consequences. But ultimately, we don't always know how things are going to pan out, do we? So I think we need to keep that hidden. It's like any RPGs. I don't like to have the consequences showing. Any sort of stat bonus buffs or stat qualifiers or what's going to happen to something if you... I hate that kind of stuff. Remember Pathfinder? It took me a few sessions to find out how to get rid of that. Them options in the chat, in the conversation text. I hate those kind of things. I don't like to be steered down any path, and as hardcore as I try to be, I'm only human, and sometimes seeing the outcomes could even subconsciously have an impact on what you choose, so turn them off clearly. But other than that, the options were really minimal. Set your resolution, set your sound, buff, and put subtitles on. That was as much as we got in the options. So, yeah, let us, at 15 minutes into the stream, start as Sir Benedict Brante. You hold the fate of a single man in your hands. You will follow his life from birth to death. Your choices shall define who Sir Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark he'll leave on history. With every step he takes at your behest, Sir Brante's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but open many others. The world of Sir Brante's birth is a ruthless realm, where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and personal qualities. Often, you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you chose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. Basically, prepare to die or something. Prepare for outcomes you didn't expect, didn't wish to have. Prepare for misery. I'm getting a very dark vibe here. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you will create a gripping and unique tale for your hero. What will become of your Sir Brante, his loved ones, and his world? It all depends on you. I may ask for your input in certain decision making, so stay alive, stay switched on, and be ready. Okay.
The story of my life remains written on these pages. But my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
He don't sound like a Benedict, does he? Old English twang there, there's none of it at all. Okay, At the End of Time, Chapter 1. Apparently Chapter 1 and 2 were released for free at some point. I remember seeing it when I was buying this, that you could get Chapter 1 and 2 for free, so I thought maybe I should just get that and just try it and see if I don't like it. If I don't like it, then I haven't wasted any money. But it was like £4 in the sale eventually, so I think it was about £4, maybe it was about £8.99. I can't remember, something like that. Anyway, this is a full version, so here we go. Yes, you are the collective devils and angels on Ben's shoulders. At the end of time. I quite like the music. Your fingers are stained with ink. Your breathing grows ragged. Your hands are shaking. Yet the words begin appearing on the page before you, one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you? And how did you reach this end? You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in the blessed Archnean Empire. Obra Dinn vibes. Yes, I was getting exactly the same vibes, Nikisa. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth. Whether human or Archnean, nobleman, priest, or low-born commoner, all bend to the divine will of the twin gods. And each life is naught but a single cog in the universe's immeasurable machine. The memories come flooding back. They engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital, years of peace teeming with life, and a war drenched in blood. High ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city backstreets, fields of battle, and faces. So many faces of the people you held dear, the people who walk this road by your side. Hello, Alabi. Welcome. And my mum? Well, she's not too bad. She came down with a bit of a bug this weekend, but she's not too bad at the minute. I'm counting down to her hip hop on the 21st of March, which she's clearly not looking forward to. And to be honest with you, neither am I looking forward to it. Quite a big operation for a 76-year-old. Such was your life, now all exposed by ink erupting onto the page. With your every step, you sought to change the world as you saw fit. The choices of your upbringing, the path you carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequences of your sacrifice, all of it led you here, to the end of your time. And every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, the pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Could you have taken a different path? Chosen a different calling? Found a different place in the world? You had the power to alter the very course of history. Now, on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial question of all. Your life. Of all the paths in life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate? Or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? The man himself? The world around him? A higher power? Or there is no destiny? Well, channeling my inner Paul McKenna here, having read some of one of his books recently, was talking about destiny, funnily enough, and destiny is shaped by the person, if you ask me. Higher powers? No, don't be silly. The world around us does have an influence, but of course it's how we react to the world around us and the impact that we make upon it, and the goals and dreams that we have for ourselves, the focus that we hold and work towards that shapes our destiny. Your life has always been yours to live. You have made your own destiny. You can hear Death's footsteps drawing near. You square your shoulders and take a deep, full breath. You have found your final answer. What is destiny other than a long chain of your own actions and decisions? No matter what happened in your life, you always had a choice. You lived the life you deserved. Only you can answer for it. But are you right about this? Is it all true? Oh, Mr. Lemon! Goodness grief, thank you so much! You will catch the VOD later. I am good, thank you. I hope you are as well. And enjoy your trip to Brittany. Oh, nice. Do you know what? Please don't talk to me of going to foreign climes. I really could do with all of it myself. But I've got nothing in the calendar just yet, because obviously my mum's having a hip-hop, so we can't book any holidays at the moment until we know how recovery is going. So the earliest I'm going to get away is probably July. And anyway, thank you so much, kind sir. Very much appreciated, and have a good one. Okay, so here we are. But are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you will have to return to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Benedict Brante will live once more. I quite like that little introduction there. Thank you very much. I'm touch wood and all that. Okay, here we go. We are taking Benedict Brante through his life up until the time of the revolt. Cool. Chapter 1, Childhood. The year is 1118. Alright, do we have to just click on the pages, right? Family stood outside a very nice building. Is this our manor? With a name like Benedict Brante, probably. Of the noble Brante family. Childhood. Where life begins. Can we all remember our own childhoods? I mean, I would hope so. As being as close to 40 as I am right now, I still remember mine. Playing football in the street, in the beer garden across the way there. Playing Nintendo, Amstrad, Mega Drive with friends. Going to primary school just up the road. Yes, it was a fun childhood. First words as well, I obviously can't remember them. First unsteady steps, apparently was on a beach. I can't remember if it was Bridlington or Scarborough, but apparently I took my first steps on a beach. You were but a small child, learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. The backhand of your father, or even worse, the belt. Yes, unforgiving indeed. A long, trying life stretches before you. So many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come. Yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? Growing up. Okay, so you will live through your child, your adolescence, and your youth. Basically, coming of age, you will shape Ben's personality, his qualities, his relationships. By the end of the prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him, and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Ooh, okay, so we're laying the groundwork here. Laying the groundwork. Okay, let's go with the flow. Let's see what kind of a Brante we end up with. Oh, childhood. Okay. Events in the personal life of the hero that can happen in this chapter. The fencing lesson. You dare to study fencing like your father, even though you have no right to it by birth. Conditions, determination greater than 4, train with father. Okay. Can we... Beyond. As a small child, you'll suffer your first death and rebirth. What? Your first death? First of many. Insight. You experience an insight when your mother tells you about the ways of the world and lots of inhabitants, and nobleman's craft. The nobleman's sacrament. You challenge the sacred order and attempt to seize a noble. Lot. Okay. Oh, ooh. So what are these things? Destiny, personality, House of Brante, family, and these will all unlock in future chapters. So let's click on these, let's see what's going on. So this is destiny then. Destiny. Personal life, these are things that can happen. So this is maybe just like a timeline of things. Yep, chapter timelines. Hello JC, welcome. You haven't missed anything really, we've just gone through the introductions. Welcome. Personality. Benedict Brante, age 0, estate, low-born, occupation, currently grown up. How many deaths do we have? Several deaths, but we can be reborn, apparently. Perception, determination, we're inattentive. We're a child, we're just being born. Spineless, and willpower as stats. Okay, so you've got the destiny, you've got our personality, we've got our House of Brante, reputation, wealth, and unity. Heir, my brother, Stephen Brante. Robert, my father must be Robert. Robert Brante's son from his first marriage and noble by birth. From a young age he has been striving to be first in all things and demonstrate his superiority to the family. Let me just sign up to football. Put my name down for Wednesday. Because I really need to be playing as much football as possible right now. Right, so this is our House of Brante. Okay, this is our family. So our grandfather Gregor Brante, and we get a little bit of blurb here. So Gregor Brante, nobleman of the mantle. The head of the Brante family and a nobleman of the mantle, a senior judge at the Adolescence prefecture. He was the first person in the family to get an education and achieve a noble title. His dream is to see his family ennobled by the sword. A cruel and fierce defender of the ancient order, he is constantly preoccupied with arranging the future of his family line. Is he still alive? Yeah, he doesn't have a death symbol. This is my my father's first wife and son or mother of my half-brother Stephen here. She died while giving birth to Stephen. She was a noblewoman of the sword and the sister of Augustin L. Bourne, a powerful family friend. The match between her and your father was your grandfather's doing. Amalia is said to have been a striking woman with a forceful personality who was proud of her noble origins. So here's my father then, Robert Brante. Relations +2 sympathy. About my brother, +1, indifferent. My mother, +2. Right, okay. A nobleman of the mantle and a judge at the Adolescence prefecture, just like his father. Following in the footsteps of his father, he earned a noble title and a position at the prefecture. He works tirelessly in his judicial service for the sake of his family. He took your lowborn mother Lydia as his second wife, thereby jeopardizing the family's noble future. Married for love, clearly. Oh, so I am... I've got a sister as well. A humble commoner from the outskirts of Anizot. Neither her lowly origins nor the fact that your grandfather directly forbade the marriage stopped your father from taking her into his home. She now manages the household and raises Robert's children. Your mother is devoted to her faith and insists that her children observe their lots. There's my half-sister. No, this is my full sister. Sorry. Gloria. Oh, illegitimate daughter of your mother, Lydia. She has never met her real... Oh, okay, so it's a different father. Oh, no, it's not connected, you see, look. So this is a different father. Oh. Her position in the family is precarious. Robert Brante has never acknowledged her as his own daughter. Your sister is a dreamer. She often has her heads in the clouds and can act recklessly at times. Okay, so I've got a half-sister, illegitimate, and this is my half-brother, first son of Robert, striving to be first in all things. Okay, and here's me, little Benedict Brante. Yeah. So how old's he? Does it say how old he is? Okay, we've got no ages there. Right, so family, we've got house, we've got personality, and we've got destiny. Okay, excellent. Right, looks like time to get cracking here. So your personality qualities at this age, they determine which choices you may take. So we've got determination, we saw that we were spineless, and it goes from 0 to 10 apparently. And this is our perseverance and strength of character. Your ability to get your way. It affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up. Okay, so that's our determination. Our perception. How attentive you are to other people and the world around you. Your ability to comprehend and learn. To fix your frame of mind and the skills you've got. Again, not to 10. So it goes from inattentive, curious, inquisitive to insightful. And we also have some more things. We have willpower. Our inner strength and readiness for action. Exhausted, ready for action, full of power, prepared for anything. That goes from -10 to +30. Just to make things a bit more complicated there. Slightly different scale. So determination, get your own way, willpower, inner strength. And deaths. After suffering a lesser death, one is reborn. One who dies a true death faces the judgment of the twin gods. Okay, so we die up to... If we die 4 times, we're dead? Is this game telling us that we get 4 lives here? 4 chances at screwing up? And then we have to meet our maker. Okay, so we've got the Destiny screen open. We've just checked these screens, which is fine. So let's do it. Let's begin Chapter 1 in earnest. A newborn babe in arms. At first, there was nothing. No time, no sensation. Nothing but darkness and void. But then a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit was set in motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter this world. Your first memory. You are lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above you tower the colossal figures of those who created you. You are a part of them, and they are a part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. It hurts to breathe. You let out the pain in the form of a desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands toward you. There are 2 of them, the ones who made your form from their own selves and brought you into this world. They are united, yet as they lean closer, you begin to see how different they are. You can already feel their differences within you, struggling against each other. Thank you, Dragon's Lair. Welcome. The first figure is soft and emphatic, wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Clearly our father. Yet there is also a third figure. It is like a shadow, barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is now growing even stronger within you. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling clothes wrapped around you and extend a tiny hand into the world. Do we reach out to the soft open palm, to the closed strong fist, or do we smile at the shadow? Well, as a little baby, I think little Bartholomew Brante gonna be her mummy's boy. A soft, welcoming, open palm of the mother. You're gonna reach out and grab it. That's what babies do. Grab mother's hand. Let's see what happens. We're assuming it's our mother. It could be our father. The figure standing, that's kind of interesting though, but no, we're going to reach out to the soft, open palm. This comforting, loving palm. We want it to comfort. We're a baby, for heaven's sake. Your little palm awkwardly clasps a soft finger. You explore your mother's hands by touch. She smiles gently as her arms wrap around you and lift you up. She smells of home. That indescribable smell. That feeling of safety that is second to none. Her embrace is the warmest place in the world. A place you want to stay for all eternity. Our perception has risen to 1. Your life in this world begins. How will you live it? Oh. And so a year ticks by and it's now 11:19. As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognise father by his heavy breath and strong, cold hands. He visits you rarely. Hello there, little Benedict Brante. Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. My, you're growing so quickly, my child. Soothing, warm. 30 people. Well, hello, 30 people. Welcome. I don't have the numbers up anymore. I used to put them up, but I don't want to put them up anymore. The priest path. Oh. There are 2 more children in the family, named Stephen and Gloria. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and gently holds your hands as you learn to take your first steps. Stephen likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you in the air. Well, they both seem to get on well with us. That's a good sign. Oh, look. This is your brother and sister. Yeah, you're my little brother. We're going to play together, but I'll always be in charge because you were born a commoner. We'll see about that, Stephen. Be quiet, you. He doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby Benedict, let's go play in the yard. It's hot outside. You grip your brother's hand with one hand and your sister's with another as they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. In the sky far above and away from you is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It is so bright it hurts to look at it. Why are you staring at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I want to play hide and seek. He's just a little baby. How's he going to play? Then you hide him, and I'll try and find both of you. You have no idea what they are talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. Like a pigeon. This is strange, but so exciting. Stephen and Gloria glance at each other. Then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes, and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Hello, Horler, welcome. Happy Sunday. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes by a tall wall. The light from that light stick on the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger to her mouth for some reason. And then she's gone, leaving us in the dark amongst the bugs, like any old sister would do, you know. Any doting sister. As I'm cooing away to myself, probably going to get seen because I'm probably babbling away. You can no longer hear Stephen's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? We can cry loudly, we can find our way home, or we can sit there and wait. Again, putting myself in baby mode here. Clearly, I'm gonna flip and cry. We're amongst bugs, maybe we've eaten a couple, but we've grown bored now of them. And they're crawling all over the place, and it's cold, it's dark, there's no comforts around here. We're all alone. We've been very patient, but right now we're beginning to start to get a bit and we're going to start to now cry. Indeed we are, hoping to be found. We could find our way home and be adventurous, but no, we're not. We're a coddle child. Sit there and wait, play with. Oh, that's quite tempting. But considering that we've been here for a long time, we've probably got bored of doing that, so we're going to now start to cry for attention. You take a deep, deep breath and start bawling. This is the loudest you have ever cried. It is a cry of sheer terror, the cry of a boy waiting to be found, a boy whose brother and sister hurt his feelings when they left him all alone. You hear brisk steps, then the leaves and twigs rustling and parting. And there she is, the familiar, warm, loving face of our mother, who leans over us. We hold hands, heavens, our Saviour has arrived. So, that's where they took you. Your tears dry the moment you see her. You greet her with glee. There is no reason to be afraid anymore. She picks you up, puts you to her chest, and pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria is in tears, just like you. Stephen keeps staring at his feet. You hug Mother tightly. She is here now, and we stop crying. We have gained some willpower. We're now full of power. We're comforted. We're ready to take on the world. Yes. Or maybe take on some baking. Make some cornflake buns or something. We've all done that as kids. Melted some chocolate or some cornflakes, put them in some little bun cases and called it a bun. And so the years tick by. We're 2 years old. It's 11:20. The Great Descent. Another memory. You are still a little child, but you can already talk and run around on your own. Rice Krispie treats. Willpower is very important. You use it when you need to make important decisions. Game is full of hard decisions where you may have to choose to let things happen to save it. Okay, so willpower management is a thing. Not that it's gonna... I hope that it's not going to play too much into my decision making. Well, it might have to do, but I suppose. But we'll see how it works. You made brownies the other week. Okay, I'll tell you what I made yesterday. I'm a dab hand when it comes to cooking. When I've had a few drinks, I go to a friend's house every Friday and Saturday, hence why I don't stream on a Friday and Saturday anymore. And we always have a few drinks, get a takeaway maybe once a month, but all the rest of the time we cook stuff. So we made lasagna on Friday night, which we finished off yesterday, with garlic bread. Now on the garlic bread, we put extra cheese, extra garlic salt, Lurpak butter, and a little bit of a spice mixture that we made, which is basically cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, bit of cumin, bit of garam masala, some salt and pepper, and some mixed herbs, and then we crush it in a pestle and mortar, and that makes a nice kind of a Cajun-y spiced mixture. So then we sprinkle that over a load of stuff. Goes really nice in mayonnaise, by the way, for a spicy mayo. Anyway, so we sprinkle that, and then the garlic bread comes out absolutely delicious. You know, you could get a cheap 40 pence stick of garlic bread from Lidl or wherever, and you put all this extra bit of stuff on it, and it comes out like a deluxe garlic bread, all for a whopping 40 pence. You know, it's absolutely fantastic. But anyway, so we had that with our lasagna, and I said, it's pancake day on Tuesday. I won't see you on Tuesday, so how about I make some pancakes today, or tomorrow, being Saturday. So I made pancakes yesterday. And I thought, what am I going to put on pancakes? You know, I quite fancy making, I've never made it before, I'll make a caramel sauce. So a quick Google, caramel sauce. First recipe was a Gordon Ramsay recipe, which is basically, he uses caster sugar, but we only had brown sugar. So we used brown sugar, double cream and butter. Reduce it in a pan, also put a sprinkle of cinnamon in it. And I'm not just saying it, that drizzled over the pancakes that I made yesterday, with a few raisins on, was like heaven on a plate. Oh my god. So that's what I made yesterday. Not quite brownies, but a sweet treat, which was, oh my god. I dread to think the calories involved, but it was a treat day. Right, anyway. Get yourself cooking there. I'm having beef stroganoff for my evening meal tonight. And 99 Mr. High King, good evening. Honey drizzle with raisins. I mean, honey works well too. But I have to admit that my caramel sauce was even nicer than honey. And that's coming from a person that actually really loves honey. Anyway, so I shall be making it again on Tuesday for me and my mother. Anyway, let's get back to this one. We're a little child, we can now talk and we can run about. We're age 2. You've just had stroganoff, really? Okay, that's quite a coincidence. Because my mother has not made stroganoff before, or for a very, 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 very long time. Fresh honeycomb. What, like from the bee's hive? No, I haven't. I bet it's delightful. Fresh from the hive, could you imagine? Oh my god. Spread that on some toast. Bit of Lurpak on. Oh, now, stop it, people. stop it. It's me that started it. Talking about Rice Krispie buns or cornflake buns. Okay. You can buy the honeycombs from a shop called Little Paul. Really? Oh, don't stop it. Stop it. Stop it, people. No. I won't. I so won't be Googling that later. There's absolutely a crap ton of Polish shops. Not quite in the area where I live, but about a mile away, there's an area that's basically every nationality you can think of is probably there. Not about a mile up the road. Lots of Asian communities, Eastern European communities, African communities. Basically, there's a load of different communities there. So a Polish shop finding a Polish shop over here wouldn't be difficult. But the question is, would they sell that? Rice. I think stroganoff goes really well with rice. Stroganoff and rice. I can't think of anything else you would have it with. Chapeltown. Oh, I forgot you're from Leeds, JC. No, I was thinking of Hare Hills. Chapeltown is a bit more Afro-Caribbean on one side, and there is an Asian community on the other side. But yeah, Hare Hills I was talking about. Anyway, today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. Even your older brother Stephen is quiet today. Mother takes your hand and brings you to your sister Gloria. Okay, somebody's clearly died. Probably grandfather. What is the oldest part of Leeds? The oldest part of Leeds? I don't know. All I know is that if you go to a website called Leodis, you get a load of old pictures of Leeds, and some of it is quite cool, especially if you live here, to see some of like some of the roads that are around Leeds, how they look now and to how they looked like 1800 and whatever, or early 1900s. Kirkstall out, yeah, it's pretty old. Okay, so who's died? Come on. My son, today is the great descent. We honour the day when the twin gods descended to us. We must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You are too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now. Gloria takes you to the playroom. There are no toys there. No chairs. Even the carpet has been taken away. There is nothing but a bare wooden floor. Today we're not allowed to go to any other rooms, and we'll be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. On the day of the Great Descent, everyone must be where they belong. It is quiet. Unusually so. Muffled voices from beyond the door are all you can hear. You are sitting on the cold floor, confused, with no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice, a lonely sound in the empty room. It is a little song that Mother taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it. Okay, we like our sister. I've decided. Brother, not so much. Father, yeah. Mother and sister, our closest family members so far. When the twins came down to earth, they brought lots for every mirth. Let us count them, 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. And we started to cry because she's tone deaf, clearly. Nobles rule and bravely fight. They protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand, guide us by the twins' commands. Common people work and toil, always patient, never spoiled. Live your lot where you were born to the day when you pass on. Know your lot and know the prayer for the twins see everywhere. What's happened to the rhymes? They've gone a bit weird. You are transfixed by the tune. Gloria notices your gaze and smile creeps across her face. You like the rhyme, don't you, Benedict? Do you know what it's all about? Look, there are 3 lots. They were brought to us by the twins when they descended to us from the shining pillar. Remember that pillar of light on the horizon? That's it. You can see the shining pillar anytime, from anywhere in the world. If you follow your lot as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar. And if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot. You and I are lowborn. Mom is a commoner too. So the lot for you and me is to suffer and be patient and work hard. Suffer? You think my lot in life is to suffer? Forget that, love. First thing I'm getting rid of is the suffering part. The priests and the nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests, well, I'm not really sure what they do, but I guess they talk to the twins and teach everybody. Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it, silly? Then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From this light emerges 2 figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder. The other stands guard behind her back. You watch this happening before your very eyes, unable to turn away. Yes, I wondered why suffering was in the title. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verses once more. Know your lot and know the prayer. You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condensing within you from the light. But what will these words be? We could finish the song properly. Or we could sing the last line wrong. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when have you ever heard young kids getting songs right? They make it up as they go along, they get the words wrong, they just make it up as, they never get it right. So, we're going to sing our own song as best we can. Obviously this is going to have effects down the game, but we're just kind of playing ourselves as a young, carefree little child at the moment. So be damned whatever happens to us in the future, I suppose. But yeah, let us know your prayer. You smell a fish. That's not how it goes. Fish. Doesn't rhyme with prayer. But, I want to think about fish and bugs. God, help us all. Twins, help us. Twin gods, help us. My brother here is blaspheming. Know your lot and know the prayer. The lots of lies told it. We didn't sing that. We're singing about fish and bugs. The lots of lies? We didn't say that. We're in 2. How would we sing that? Why would we sing this? No. Who have we heard this? We're a child. We've clearly repeated this from something we've heard before. We've picked this up from somewhere else in the house. Stephen. This is Stephen's doing. I'm telling you. We've just copied what Stephen was saying. We're a child. We just mimic things. We're like a parrot. You shout these words, but you have no idea how they came to you. I do. It was Stephen. The shining pair standing behind her back turn to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into the dim light coming from the window. Now Gloria is staring at you. You see disappointment in her eyes. Benedict! That's not the way the song ends. Why did you ruin it? You shrug. Quite pleased with your cleverness. I made the end of the song myself. I made a new version. We gained determination. Oh dear. We are now 3 years old, the year 1121. What more mischief can we cause here? As a 3-year-old, we're probably a bit more up to speed with things. We can run, we can talk properly now. We can even rationalise to some degree. Very, very small versions of rationality. Like, do you want this to eat or do you want that? I want that one. Why? Because it tastes nice. Rational thinking. Very good, child. You are starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. His is a title earned through great service. But your mother is a low-born woman, a commoner. Because of this, you were born a commoner, but father says you may yet come unto nobility. You learn to read at an early age. Together with mother, you read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, the twin gods who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother calls these poems prayers. So there's for those of you that may be new to the channel, which is maybe a very, 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 very small amount of you watching, but you never know, I have a distinct strategy when it comes to anything to do with gods and religion in games, no matter the character, and that is to say no. So these twin gods, we're going to defy them at every turn. Just like we defy the popes, just like defying anything to do with religion in games, unless of course we're playing a religious specific playthrough, like the Johansson playthrough for example. But otherwise, yeah. The twin gods are going to get twin fingers. Again and again you try to discern the shapes of the gods in the strip of holy light that shines in the sky all day and night, but the light is too blinding to gaze upon. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and avoid climbing too high, but even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother Stephen now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says. So Gloria calls him names, and Stephen pulls her pigtails. I don't like Stephen. One fine evening, Father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You will have another little brother or sister soon. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother would be too much. Stephen gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings getting in his way as it is. Soon you will be an older brother too, and it doesn't really matter who the youngest will be. A boy or a girl. You will love them the most. When Father comes back from his trips, he reads his adult books aloud for you. You find those stories of wars, generals and rebellions quite enchanting. And Father approves of your fascination. Okay, so we're fascinated with war. Perfect. We want to be a soldier. Yeah. Study hard and maybe one day you'll become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword. But first, you need to grow up. Growing up, the concept is as terrifying as it is alluring. Uh-oh. It looks like she's got a whip in her hand. Oh boy, here comes the suffering part. You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You are both ashamed and proud, and it feels odd. A scratch on your hand stings a little. Stephen is standing next to you, sniffling from pain. Oh, did we smack him? Your brother was training in the yard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing the sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder, so we picked it up and hit him with it, as we should. You see Mother's shoes walking to and fro on the carpet. You do not want to look up. You would rather not see her angry. She is not as gentle to you these days. Uh-oh. Are we a bad child? Why did you hurt Stephen, Benedict? He threw a sword at me. I just hit him back. Self-defense. Common law. It's a thing, you know. How dare he pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm going to hit you with a real sword. Mother shushes you both and speaks to you again. Her voice is stern, and yet you can still feel her concern for you. Even if Stephen hits you, you cannot hit him back. You are my son, and I was born a commoner. Our lot is to suffer. But your brother was born from a noble father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon, and then he'll rule over the likes of us. I don't like this system. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. That is your lot, and the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. Now Stephen looks at you in triumph. You look up at Mother in fear, not sure what to do now. Accept your punishment? Deny your guilt? Demand an explanation? Again, we're a 3-year-old child, right? And clearly we've just told her what happened. So denying our guilt sounds a bit ridiculous. We're not, yeah, we could say that. Well, when we say denying guilt, I'm insisting that this is like, I didn't do anything wrong, he hit me first, so I hit him back. That's nothing wrong with that, is there? No, that kind of situation. We could accept our punishment, or we could demand an explanation, which from a 3-year-old seems a bit forward. Let's go back a minute. Okay. But then again, kids always have the innate ability to ask incessant questions. Why? Because X, Y, and Z. But why? Because the world spins around and there's tides come in and out. But why? Because the moon is... But why? They test you, don't they? They test you. So we're going to... Yeah, we're not going to demand an explanation in kind of, you know... It's just a... Why? Sooner you learn, but you heard it, no, but you must be... Why? Okay, so for dinner we've got beef stroganoff, we've got some chips and some cauliflower and some sprouts, which I will have to eat at some point because I can't eat and play at the same time because it's a talking game, so we'll have to have a proper break at some point, probably in 10 minutes or so when it's cooled down a bit. Okay, so we're going to be the incessant questioning child, and we're asking why? This is not fair. Why? Exactly. You start asking questions. Why were you born a commoner if your father is a noble? If you have your father's name, why can't you have his lot? And why can't you choose a lot for yourself if you don't like the one you have? Clearly, we're cleverer than we look. We're only supposed to be 3. How has he come up with these? How has he formulated these questions? Bloody hell. Mother is stunned by all the questions you are peppering. So am I. Don't you dare ask me about that, Benedict. I'll violate my lot if I start explaining it all to you. I'm a commoner, not a priest. Poosh. You are flogged in front of your entire family. The pain burns on your skin again and again. Tears keep rolling down your cheeks. It feels like the punishment will never end. It hurts to walk when you are finally let it go. You slowly climb the stairs and walk to your room. You see a book on your bed. The Teachings of Esatius. Volume 2. What happened to Volume 1? Right, so we've been flogged in front of the entire family. On the back side, it sounds like. Struggling to, or back of the legs, maybe. Oh dear. Nothing like a bit of chastisement. What the hell? Oh, that is ridiculous. Thank you so much. Oh, good lord. Thank you very much. The yearly bonus just came in. Oh, well, thank you for spreading that around. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, sir. Your tears have dried now. You begin to read, slowly making your way through the difficult words. Every death of the body bringeth the soul ever closer to the twins' judgment. And when the body dieth the true death, the soul soareth to the shining pillar. The twin gods do judge every soul, and their judgment is stern and unforgiving. He who followeth his lot in life from birth shall melt in bliss atop the peak of the shining pillar. I know. Jeez. Okay, so we're reading this book, The Teachings of Esatius. The words confuse and elude you, instilling fear and awe. You will read this mysterious book again and again as you grow up. Will we? Maybe we will. But we have got another point of perception. We are now curious, as we should be as a child, because that is when your curiosity is at its most, at the forefront. As a child, there's no, naturally, you've got no kind of preconceptions, or very limited preconceptions of stuff, so you just kind of explore almost fearlessly, don't you, as a child? Curiosity. Another, Gloria's rhymes. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. With each passing day she grows heavier and her features get rounder. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles all the time. One day she takes your hands and puts them on her big belly, and you feel a movement deep inside her. You will have another brother or a sister soon. Gloria takes you on walks to the yard now. You explore the yard together under the evening light of the pillar, and she sings you songs and tells you amazing stories. Hey, Benedict, do you want to hear a rhyme? I wrote it myself. There's even a bit about you, but don't tell anyone, okay? Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If Mummy hears about it, I'll get flogged. Remember how you got flogged for hitting Stephen? Yeah, don't bring that up, will you, please? Our judge is my second father. In the past I had another. Mother says the twins are great. Says we should not fight our fate. Brother loves to jump around. Please don't fall down on the ground. See, I wrote a little rhyme. Please don't tell them. It's all mine. But today your sister is nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you the red frogs that live there. But then she vanished. The servants join you in your search. Even Mother leaves her chambers when she hears a commotion. Finally, you find Gloria in the far corner of the garden. She's holding a quill and sheets of paper covered in poetry. Mother becomes angry the moment she sees it. She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Gloria's standing before her, wringing her hands and looking for an opportunity to run. But there seems to be no escape. What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked about this. You were told to take care of your little brother. You are absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with this writing. I can decide that for myself, Mum. No, you cannot. It has already been decided by the gods. And he's not a little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny. I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone. You are a commoner and a future wife. It's time you learned how to properly care for children. Had your disgraceful former father kept me in this house, his house, you could have been born a noble, but that is not our fate. And you are absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. Mother grabs Gloria firmly by the hand and takes you both into the house. The scribbled sheets fly into the fireplace. Gloria sobs violently. You are a bystander to this scene, unsure of how to act. Okay, so we can't do this one. We can offer to write rhymes with her, comfort her, or leave the room. Now, obviously, writing rhymes has just yielded my mother's fury like we've never seen it before. So we don't really wish to be too rebellious, but we will offer comfort to our sister. Sit down next to her, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Are you all right? Here, have... Well, let's say have a sweet, but we put clearly commoners. We probably don't even have sweets, do we? Have this bit of wood. Have this bug I just found. Yeah. To comfort Gloria and say that Mother is wrong. Ooh. Mother leaves. The last of your sister's poetry burns away in the fireplace. You walk up to your sister, who's crying, and take her by the hand. None of this is her fault, you say. What Mother did is wrong and far too harsh. Gloria sniffles before speaking. But I did leave you all alone. You're not mad at me, really? You nod in reassurance. Gloria embraces you. Benedict, you are the best little brother in the world. The two of you make a little deal. She promises to tell you when she wants to be alone, and you promise to protect her and her secrets, always. Oh, look at that. Our big sister. Thick as thieves we are, thick as thieves. Okay, we've gained +1 relation with Gloria. We're now sympathetic towards Gloria. Status, grateful. She remembers what you did for her. Nice. Oh, so that required willpower. Can we go back? Oh, that's okay. We'll keep an eye on that. Continue. Oh yes, there you go. Look at that. It went down. So it goes down when certain events happen. It goes up when certain events happen, and we have to kind of balance that out. Okay, that's cool. But as I said, we're not going to be hopefully too hung up on that, and we'll just take the consequences as and when they arrive based on our decision making. Okay. The coming sacrament. So we're 4 now, right? Okay, so Mother is in her armchair, knitting woolen jackets, pants and socks for the little one. The baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with his important job. He is a judge, after all. One day you decide to ask Mother about Stephen and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister to you, but not siblings to each other? Well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stephen, you see. He's the son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You'll understand when you're older. How is that even possible? You are all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stephen and Gloria to the sitting room. You sneak in after them. At first, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave, but then she relents. You are told to sit still, be quiet, and remember every word you hear. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins. First to the elder on the right, and then to the younger on the left. Stephen, you're a nobleman to be, so walk along the side paved with marble, where the benches are. Gloria, you walk along the sharp side. Cut all your feet open. Because you're a commoner, and hey, we just gotta be... Yeah. Know your lot in life, alright? When you're there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side. Stephen, kiss the sword. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with the lash. God! Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your lot. This is insane. Oh my God. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You were told to remember this. Will the lash strike you too one day? On the next day, they take your brother and sister to the temple. You run toward them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. She's hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stephen is putting on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looks different about them. It's like all is the same, and yet everything has changed. Each of them has accepted their lot. Yes, we are now indifferent towards the pompous Stephen Brante, and we have lost a bit of unity there. How close and trusting your family is. Okay, affects the fate of your family members. So we are currently in a state of disagreement as a family. And now they have taken their sacrament, their first sacrament. God, is it the first of many, perhaps? Oh, good Lord. Oh, my headset is running out of battery. Apparently, it's just pinged me. Okay, so the newborns cry. Here we are, a new member of the family. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Woohoo! Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stephen and Gloria are also here, all excited. Knowing me as a child, I could likely try to grab the lash and whip the priest. If there's an option to do that when it's our turn, that's what we're doing. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You'll never hit him. Oh no. The two of you will play together and tease Stephen together and help Mother together and go on so many adventures together. It feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day you were the youngest in the family, but everything is different now. Your parents name your little brother Nathan. It's not very... It's Nathan, Stephen, Bartholomew. And Mother spends the day and night by his side. And Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep, so she is so worn out she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You better bring it back to her as soon as possible. You run to her bedroom. You miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting, but instead of gratitude, you get an ice-cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. Go away, Benedict, you're bothering me! She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite. Enough already! When are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet! Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending screams. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You are scared of your mothers right now, but you fear for Nathan's life much more. Okay, so this is going to use willpower, I assume. This little thing here. Redirect your anger to yourself, call father, or snatch her away. I think this is urgent. This is urgent situation. Yeah, she's got a little bit. What is it called? Antenatal depression or something. We could call for father, but that's going to take time for father to come. By which point, I mean, we're 4. Rationalising this in our heads at 4, we're probably just going to snatch the baby. All right, just quickly snatch the baby. Although postnatal, that's it, postnatal depression. Ante is before, isn't it? Ante is before antenatal classes, before natal. Snatch mother. But I mean, if we're 4, could we snatch the baby realistically? Could we snatch the baby at 4 from our mother's arm? We probably couldn't even reach the baby to snatch the baby, could we? To be honest with you. Hug mother's not an option. This is a tough one. We're 4. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we probably wouldn't snatch a child out of our mother's hands at age 4. Seems the less likely of the option. I think we're just going to call Dad. I think it's the sanest thing to do. I think we're trying to redirect her anger to us seems a bit far-fetched for a 4-year-old. I think we're just going to call for father. Run to Dad. What's wrong, little one? What's happened? Mum's gone crazy. It's going to kill Nathan. What the hell? You run away to father's study and stammer out a plea for help. Told you. Speak plainly, child. What's happening? Father gets up immediately and runs back with you. He barges into mother's chambers and embraces her and baby Nathan with all his might and love. She screams at him at first, crying how she is tired of everyone. He whispers something in response and then takes Nathan from her and says she should lie down to rest. Then suddenly, Nathan stops crying. Mother looks around and sees you standing next to father. My son, please forgive me. I am so sorry you had to see this. Thank you for going to your father for help. The twins know I didn't want to hurt anyone. Mother's face is covered in tears. Everything will be all right now, father tells you. You can go. You leave in quiet joy as mother calms down and Nathan falls asleep. Father won't let anything bad happen. An increase in perception. Okay, we have little Nathan being born. Okay, so we're now 5. We'll do this one more scenario, and then I'm gonna have to take a break to eat my dinner. It's getting cold now. So, toy soldiers. You wake up to father's touch on your shoulder. He is finally back home after a long trip. So it's almost sounded like that we're getting a little bit closer to our father as we've gotten a bit older. Maybe, possibly. Benedict, today is your special day. The day when you begin your studies. Now, teachers will be coming to our home to teach you, and you must do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to the nobleman's lot. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our little schoolboy dressed. I'm taking him to the market district. Stephen wants to come with you too, but father shushes him sternly. This is your day. Your elder brother is hurt to hear this, but stays quiet. We probably tease him or look at him and stick our tongue out. You're not coming, Stephen. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city streets, a pleasant wind tussling your hair. Your city is called Anisot. That you already know. It is one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There is a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. My son, did you know that the silver tree grew from the blood of our God's own disciples? It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned, not even the clergy know why. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop, next to a city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls in excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figurines and toys. You've never seen so many at once before. Have you chosen your present yet? Father asks. You have. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figurines of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Emperor's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well. War isn't for your lot for now. But maybe these toy soldiers will teach you to think like a general. We will lead them into battle and study military strategy. Go ahead, take your present. Having said this, Father turns away to examine the books. You run out to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement. But there is a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He is about to take your warriors for himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor. The rich boy screams so loudly everybody in the shop hears it. He hit me! He hit me! A tall tower of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. But then you feel your own father's hands on your shoulders. What happened? You press against Father, your mind more at ease now. He will protect you. Yes, you shoved the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take your present for himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. Is this true, Benedict? Did you strike the son of a nobleman? Oh, balls. Oh dear. Hello, Liv, welcome. Admit our guilt. Tell him the truth. Deny your guilt. Okay, we're not a liar. We're not going to lie. We're not going to be a liar. We're going to own it. We're going to own our actions here. So admitting the guilt, step between the adults and say that it was all your fault. That's a bit too far. Make a big drama out of it all. But we will tell our father that, yeah, he pushed it. He was going to steal my toy, so I pushed him on the floor. That's exactly what I did. How was I to know I was a noble person? It isn't fair to blame you without letting you speak too. You didn't want to shove that stupid boy, but he was the one who shoved you first. But the angry nobleman, the boy's father, will not let you finish. Nobody cares a whit for your so-called truth, little lowborn. The law is the law, and your punishment is due. Your father nods in agreement to these words, no matter how sad they may make him. They lead you and the nobleman's son out of the shop. You are told to bow to him and show humility. A bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. Good Lord. Enough! He got what he deserved. We're leaving. Get out of our way. Your head is swimming from the heavy blows. You return to your senses back in your bed, with servants treating your face. Father stays by your side all day. Lord! The morning after, you find a little box on your bed with the tin soldiers of the Holy Orders inside. You paid dearly for your stubbornness. But we'll soon forget about the pain in our face and the stubbornness and the embarrassment when we're playing with our toy soldiers. Clearly. Woohoo! Right, we're going to pause it here for 10 minutes so I can eat my dinner. And then we'll soldier on, no pun intended, with our toy soldiers. And we'll continue on to get to the end of, wherever we get to by the time I'm ready to stop playing. But so far, really enjoying this. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. I really do. I really do. Oh, interesting. I don't mind you giving alternative outcomes, to be fair, unless people want to play the game themselves, I suppose. But it is quite interesting to see what the different selections may. I'm probably actually going to watch a playthrough of this alongside my own playthrough, because that's what I like to do with these kind of games, to see what other people do. So, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But anyway, I'm going to take a break. Yeah, it's now 8 minutes past the hour. Going to be back at 20 past, so 12 minutes, maybe a bit sooner, because it's, I might eat a bit quicker. But yeah, we're going to take a break. Stretch your legs, folks. Get up and stretch. I'm, terrible for doing it myself, but grab yourselves a top up to your drinks and whatever else, and we'll be returning at 20 past as we continue on as little baby or little toddler Benedict, as he gets up to more mischief. Okay, that didn't take long to eat, did it? Clearly. 5 minutes ahead of schedule. It was so delicious. It just went down very quickly. Rice, chicken and aubergine curry sounds very, very nice. Aubergine and potato curry is one of my favourite curries. I love aubergine in a curry. Right. So we're going to press on now. So unfortunately, if people have gone off to do something and anticipating coming back at 20 past, then I'm a bit early. But hey, needs must. Eager to dive back in to our little Bartholomew's endeavours. All right. So you've probably read this already, but our father has brought the dinner table outside. We're having a barbie. He's home for the first time in months, outside of his study. He spent the entire day playing with me and Nathan, discussing various matters with Stephen, who's now an adolescent, and walking in the garden. I mean, ultimately, a fantastic day having father home, and also dinner under the open sky. Al fresco dining. Can't get any better than that now, can you? There's something about eating outside which I find makes food taste more delicious. You know, having food outside, whether it be a barbecue, whether it be coming straight out of a fish and chip shop with the fish and chips in your box or in your paper, and you're eating it outside while sat on a bench. Having food freshly made and outside is, yes, I said, it just amplifies the deliciousness factor, if you ask me. Anyway, so basically, we've had a fantastically good day. The family dinner. What could possibly go wrong at the family dinner? I don't like eating outside, scared of bugs getting my food. Well, as somebody that's got a phobia of wasps, yes, that is the one issue with eating outside, especially barbecue time. There seems to be a lot of wasps that come near your food. Yeah. Nonetheless, still persevere though. Right, here we go. Your entire family gathers together, with father at the head of the table, smiling. He asks each of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knee and recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stephen mentions that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with father to show his skill in a practice duel. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on her chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile in his moustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks in the Legion, from common soldier to high commander. Stephen listens to you with a sceptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servants ensure that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dusk tonight. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the same table. No fighting, just smiles. No arguing, just pleasant small talk. Bees, not so much. I still wouldn't wish for a bee to land on me, but if a bee, rather than like 50 bees, was buzzing about, then no. Not as bad. Chicken sandwich with lightly salted crisps. Is that the crisps inside the sandwich? Because you can't beat putting crisps in your sandwich. I haven't done it for ages, and then last week I was at work and I had some crisps in my lunchbox and a sandwich which was cheese and pickle. It was a cheese, ham and pickle sandwich, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to put my crisps, which were cheese and jalapeno flavoured, ridge cut things, really delicious, put them in the sandwich. Oh, delightful. Absolutely delightful. Chips in your burger. Yeah. No, they are separate. Oh. Mind you, I don't know about having crisps in a chicken sandwich. That might be a bit far. Certainly crisps in a cheese sandwich works really well. Yeah. Have I ever put chips in a burger, though? That's an interesting concept. I don't think I have. There's something about carbs upon carbs, isn't there? That's so satisfying. Carbs upon carbs. Tasty. Has anybody ever had chips with pasta? Now that's quite a mix. Anyway, everything is lovely. Conversation is flowing. Our father is at home, chilled out, not working, laid back, talking with all the family. It's pleasant. It's nice. We're eating outside. We're eating crisp sandwiches and burgers with chips in. We're loving it. And then somebody had to spoil it, didn't they? Somebody had to flipping spoil it. A servant approaches father with a letter in his hand. He reads it in the dim light, and each line gradually washes the smile off father's face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at father with an unspoken question in her eyes. That is not controversial at all. I'm not the biggest rice fan. I eat rice with a lot of things, but when it comes to curries, I tend to prefer chips, but I tend to have chips with Chinese curry rather than Indian curry, or a naan bread or whatever, any bread-based thing. I'm not the biggest fan of rice with curries. I don't know why, because I like curries and I like rice, but the two together, no, not the biggest fan. Much prefer something a bit more stodgy with my curry. Soak up the juice, soak up all the flavours, dip in the bread. But yeah, chips with a curry isn't controversial at all. Anyway, what's this letter say? Have I ever had gumbo? Uh-oh. Grandpa is back in town, and that's filled my father with dread, apparently. Oh dear. Right, okay. Chicken curry with the cheese naan. Yeah, that's, oh, delicious, delicious. And I have had gumbo once in my entire life, and I was on a cruise, and it was one of those cruises which you do two, it's called a back-to-back, because Royal Caribbean tend to do 7-day cruises, especially in the Caribbean, because a lot of Americans only get like 1 week off on holiday at a time. For us Brits that fly over, if you want a 2-week holiday, you have to do 2 cruises technically. So you do the first half, the Eastern Caribbean, on the first 7 days, and on the second set of 7 days, people that are staying for the 2 weeks stay on the ship, or can get off if they want, and then 3/4 of the ship get off, and new clientele get on for the second week, and then you do the Western Caribbean. So on the halfway point, we did the first Eastern half, or whatever, the Western half, whichever half was first, and then we said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get off and go to Fort Lauderdale and have a bit of a adventure before getting back on again. So that's what we did. And we went to the Cheesecake Factory for lunch, because I'd heard about it. Somebody mentioned it to me before I went on holiday, and I was like, oh, I've got to try that place. So we tried it, and that's where I had gumbo for the first and only time. I was in the Cheesecake Factory in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. Anyway, Gregor Brante is returning. Grandfather's return. Uh-oh. Is he a harsh man? That doesn't sound good, does it? Ever since the news of grandfather's impending arrival, there has not been a single day when the house has not been cleaned or decorated. Your parents anxiously make sure everything is in order. They tell you to wash your face and hands after walks and scold you for leaving books on the floor. They tell Gloria she will be flogged if she is ever seen hiding in the attic. They make Stephen stay in his room. Even baby Nathan gets in trouble. Everyone is on edge. Can you imagine the effect that one person has on an entire household. Everyone's like, whoa, whoa. one man is coming back here. Then one day, grandfather arrives. It is a grim day, so hot your neck is sticky with sweat. Father, mother, Stephen, Gloria, you and Nathan, the entire Brante family stands on the porch in front of the house servants lined up behind you. The carriage arrives, and out steps a tall, gaunt old man with a heavy walking stick and a heavier gaze. You cringe instinctively. I never met any of my grandparents. My mum's dad and mum passed away before I was born, and my dads were in Jamaica and passed away before I ever got across there. So I never met any of my grandparents. One of the drawbacks of being a late child. Good health to you, father. Children, greet your grandfather as you have been taught. Still trying to look like a real nobleman, are you? You can't fool me, Robert. I was the first of the Brante family to be ennobled by the mantle, and I am the only one who remembers how to bear this burden properly. I live honourably by my Your marriage to that low-born wench cut us off from ever becoming nobles of the sword. My progeny could have been born bearing noble blood. Father, I beg you, this is not the... Grandfather eyes him with scorn and walks into the house, the entire family following close behind him. I have been away for far too long. The entire house is a mess. This is an insult. How can you live in such a pigsty, Robert? The servants have grown far too lazy, all thanks to your commoner of a wife. I warned you, did I not? And yet you did as you saw fit. And the children? What do they know of tradition or honour? Well, they are being raised in a virtuous family, father. And now you're speaking like a low-born who's content to live in humility. Twins willing, now that I am here, this will not happen again. I am taking your oldest son to the capital. I see you cannot provide Stephen with a proper education, so I will correct your mistake. Jesus. Your brother's fate has been decided just like that. Father does not object. He orders the servants to prepare Stephen for the journey. Stephen freezes in place, glancing at grandfather and father again and again. The latter puts a hand on his shoulder, reassuringly. Grandfather's lips are a tight line, white with contempt. The house is examined, room after room. Everything grandfather sees is showered with scorn. He scoffs at a crease on a blanket in Nathan's crib in mother's bedroom. He mocks Gloria's knitting in her room. The door to your room is next. What is this, Robert? Tin soldiers in your younger son's room? He was born a commoner. I won't have him daydreaming of battle. Grandfather seizes the box containing the tin warriors of the Holy Order. Your father stays silent. Anger and fear boil within you. This is your big present from the first day of your studies. It means so much to you. But what if he's right? What if you need to prove your right to command the toy soldiers first? Grandfather shakes his head in disapproval and shoves the toy box into the roaring fireplace. If you wait too long, they will melt in the flames. Strike Okay, there's no... I mean, kids are actually pretty good at picking up on vibes, right? And given what's just, happened, the whole house has been scrutinised, and our father, the head of the family up until this point, in our eyes, is now a cowering mess himself. I don't think we'd even dare to strike him. We can't do either of these two, though, unfortunately. So we can either burst into tears or strike him. Oh, we've only got one or two choices. I don't fancy bursting into tears either. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh man, I kind of don't want to. I don't think. Or would we? I don't know. I don't see us a bursting into tears kind of kid right now. You know, this could be like an impulsive kind of situation. You know, an impulsive situation. Just we kick him in the leg. Oh no, we're kicking our elders here. Oh. If I could have rescued them, I'd have probably tried to rescue them. I don't fancy bursting into tears, so we've got no choice. We've got no choice. He's probably going to give us a right roasting here. I'll be surprised if he's got any teeth left after this. But we are going to strike him in our anger. This is clearly not going to go down well. Oh no! Oh no! Ah! Overwhelmed by helpless rage, you run to Grandfather and kick him in the leg with all the strength you can muster. Oh, jeez. Yet he is immovable. As old and decrepit as he might be, he's immovable. The next thing you see is him leaning, towering over you menacingly, his heavy walking stick in hand. Oh. This is where our teeth go flying, is it? Low-born scum! How dare you raise a hand to me? The blow hits home. The handle of the walking stick is as heavy as rock. You are dazed, robbed of both hearing and sight. Down comes another blow. A sharp pain splits your head. Then darkness. Oh dear. Your hand twitches against your will. Then again and again, like it is trying to catch a flying butterfly. And then you fall into the primordial void. The void takes away a part of you, one of the lives you were given to live. It will never return. There is pain and desperation and a sense of loss. Nothing can be done now. Oh, Grandfather killed us, for heaven's sake. Okay. Well, after we've suffered our first taste of death, perhaps that might bring us round to being a bit more cautious when it comes to making our decisions. There are certain people you should meddle with, and perhaps there are certain people that you really shouldn't. First death. Holy hell. You fall into a pain that embraces you like a soft feather bed. You feel light, free. There are no restraints, just a warm glow that envelops you in its secure embrace. The wave carries you. Their touch is soft. They delicately enshroud what was once your body. It is a feeling unlike anything you have ever experienced before. Something absolute and complete. You touch something greater. The reason behind everything. The reason for your very existence. What a piece of garbage. You were sculptured from this light. It was the first thing you ever felt, a boundless and sincere unity of the diverse. Your beginning was a spark that cast this light in all directions, and now you are here again, one with the beginning of everything. The light gleaming from you resembles the light of the shining pillar. You still see it in the north as always. The waves of light carry you to the two figures. The elder is nearest. He is ready to accept you. He is quiet, wise, kind, and pure. The younger waits further back. You do not know what he is yet. The waves pause at the elder's feet. He leans over you and plants a feather-like kiss on your forehead. The kiss spreads all over you. You are filled with unparalleled delight and bliss. You exist. You are unique. There is no one else like you. They know this, and they love you. You will never be alone. You are part of them, a part of your family, a part of this universe. The twin gods will never leave you. They watch over you constantly. The elder softly touches you as you lie spread out amongst the waves, sending you further down the torrent of light. You float on to the top of the silver tree's spreading crown. The closer you get, the heavier you become. The waves draw you down along its trunk, but you do not wish to part with the warmth and the softness, with the love. You turn around. The elder is still watching you. He nods. All is as it should be. Go. Your time has not yet come. You must return to the world now. As you tumble down toward your body, you comprehend the true meaning of your lesser death and the divine love that has been revealed to you. Love exists not only in the hereafter, it is present in the entire design of the twins that is the origin of all life in this world. What is the manifestation of this love in your mortal life? Ooh. The divine love that has revealed. What is the manifestation of this love in your mortal life? So we've got the Empire. A lot. Phew, that can go to hell. Family. Cause. Huh? Love thyself. I mean, ultimately we'd have said family before one of our family members killed us, you know. That's put a slightly different twist to family here. You do not find the answer you seek. Interesting. Interesting. Little Nathan. Yeah, I think out of all of these, the one that... I mean, this one's quite interesting. You do not find the answers that you seek. But in our mortal life, yeah, love. Man, the only thing that we've ever loved, really, in our mortal life at this young age would be our family. Clearly, this whole lot nonsense is abhorrent. We don't know much about the Empire right now. Self, cause, yeah. I mean, mother, father, brother, younger brother certainly, sister definitely. Yeah, we'll go family. A sudden comprehension of the love with which the entire world is imbued illuminates your mind, but then it fades away and vanishes. You regain the sensation of your flesh. It is heavy and unwieldy. It lacks that lightness, that light. It is a burden. It is smothering you. You gasp for air. Your chest expands painfully. You feel as though your lungs are about to burst. The stagnant odour of the crypt fills them, revolting, but so real. You are back. Then you smell a sickly, moist smell. You feel dampness all around. You come back to your senses in the gloom of the family crypt, lying flat on a stone slab. Your parents are on their way to the crypt right now. You hear their muffled voices. They are arguing, and, against all rules, mother will not agree with father. Why would Sir Gregor do this? He just took one of our child's lives. Lydia, my father is our family's head, and the boy raised a hand to him. There was nothing we could do, and father did admit that he was too hard on him. But please, do not anger Sir Gregor. You need to accept this. It will never happen to any of our children ever again. Their voices grow quiet as they lean over you. You lean on your elbows to try and get up from the stone. Mother gingerly wraps her cloak over your naked body as you shiver from the cold. My son, your first death came far too soon. I know it may be difficult to realise what happened, but know this. The twin gods are ever merciful. You are a child, and your time to leave for the hereafter has not yet come. You will be returned here by the gods twice more, but do not tempt fate again, and never, ever defy those who can easily take your life. So we need to learn a life lesson from this. We need to learn a life lesson. Alright? She's right. We got to pick our battles. No kicking grandparents. No putting fingers on noble people. As much as we might wish to right now, we've got to be a bit more careful. Learn to hold our tongue and our hands and fists and feet and everything, yeah? Benedict, you have angered your grandfather greatly. Do not stand in Sir Gregor's way ever again, and he will never hurt you again. From now, just stay away from him. Let everything calm down. Father stays a step away from you, not saying a word. When Mother finishes talking, he picks you up and carries you outside. Together, your parents take you from the family crypt. On your way out of the crypt, you take a moment to touch your head. It is perfectly fine. There is no sign of the blow. Back home, Grandfather is still walking through the house, examining the rooms. You can see that Stephen and Gloria are disturbed by what has just happened. Nathan starts crying when he sees you. The playroom still reeks of burnt paint. Distaste. There is something new about you now. A pitch black stripe on your left arm. It looks like a strange bit of dirt at first, but it will not wash off. It will be there forever, Mother explains. That is all she will say of it. Determination is increased. Perception has increased. Deaths. Died once. Yeah, to die in the first chapter is probably not a good thing, right? Event has happened beyond conditions. Suffer your first death. You suffer your first death as a small child. Holy hell. The Ant Farm. Oh, this event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met. Perception greater than 4. We get a new little thing happening here. New event. Your younger brother Nathan is growing. Mother spends more time with the rest of the family now. You help her and play with your brother and take care of him when she asks. You often go to Mother's room to sit at the foot of her bed after Nathan falls asleep. She reads you the sacred books and asks you about the things you learned that day. During these moments, you see the world through her eyes as well. One day, the door of your room opens, and she brings in a large box covered with a piece of cloth. It is rare for you to see her so overjoyed. She sets the box on the floor and removes the cloth. The box under the cloth is made of glass and has a wooden base. Inside, you see a layer of earth shaped into carefully crafted passages, and these passages are full of hard-working ants. Benedict, this is my gift to you, an ant farm. It's a little world in a small box. We can watch them through the glass. Look, this is the queen ant. She is the reason all these little ants were born. You sit by the box together. You hold your breath as you watch the ant colony at work. There turns out to be a method to the ants' chaotic movements. Every single one of them has a task to perform. Some of them have larger mandibles. They are the protectors of the colony. They can draw blood from your finger. Others work all around the colony, repairing the walls and clearing any debris from the passages. There are also workers who collect food you put in a special tray, leaves, bits of meat, maggots, and bring it to the rest of the colony. All of the ants have their lots. Indeed they do. You take a worker ant and put it right next to the food. However, the insect has no interest in it. It starts circling around the tray aimlessly. Mother takes the stray ant and puts it back where it belongs. Why did you do that, my son? The ants cannot do what they weren't born to do. Each of them was born for their own job. You shake your head slowly. If only the ants could do whatever they wanted them to do. This is your gift now, so they belong to you. Or maybe Mother's presence is the reason they won't obey you. So we can keep playing with Mother, or play by yourself. Well, no, it's always fun playing with Mum. Let's go to keep playing. Mother's look is full of warmth and love. Nathan, Gloria and Father are away right now. For the first time in a long while, it is just the two of you. And Mother takes great joy in watching over the ant farm. She shares her knowledge of the world with you. The things she tells you are true. You move closer to her and suggest going outside and finding some bugs for the ants. She agrees to this happily and holds your hand as you leave the house. Soon you are busy catching bugs and sharing your thoughts on how the ants will feed the colony with them. From time to time you laugh together, making up stories about errant flies and caterpillars overthrowing the ant kingdom. You and Mother hold hands as you return to your room. She can't help but smile. It is a faint smile. A child's smile, a smile full of sunlight. You are so happy to have seen the world through her eyes today. Oh, right, this is flashing, so I just want to have a quick look at this. Okay. Okay. Aha! Willpower. Full of power. The master of the house. Ooh. Soon. The insight destiny. You would have to play by yourself for that. Okay. I knew what you meant. Soon, grandfather leaves. Your elder brother Stephen goes with him. Happy days? Happy days. The two people that we don't like from the family, gone. Perfect. From that day on, Father's hired teachers tend to you alone. They bore you with monotonous lectures on writing, counting, and the way of life in the blessed Artnian Empire. You often distract yourself from their instruction by playing with your younger brother Nathan. Your home grows quiet without your elder brother. Too quiet. Weeks later, your family receives a letter from Stephen. Grandfather has sent him to a boarding school for nobles, and he is now studying hard in preparation for his service as a nobleman. The rules here are way too strict. You can't even sneeze without the teacher's permission. But I've been studying with my peers. We're learning how to live as nobles in a noble society. We're also learning the art of swordplay. That's my favourite part. With Stephen now at the boarding school, Grandfather arrives once more. This time to live in your home. God. The only good thing is that he often has urgent business in Eterna, the capital of the Empire, and has to travel there. One day you ask Mother where he lived before. In Eterna, she says, but now his place is here. Each time Grandfather returns, he gives the servants new orders. Your home is now always busy with repairs. The servants are redecorating Grandfather's chambers, including his library and sitting room. Sometimes Father tries to gently talk him out of this. Why subject the house to constant reconstruction? Grandfather's answer is always the same. This home is mine, and I will live here as befits a man of the nobility. This looks like a happy meal. Some days Grandfather stays at home, and on those days you try your best to stay out of his sight. But there is no way you can avoid family breakfast. The food is there, but you cannot bring yourself to eat it. Mother's eyes are red and swollen. She has been crying all night again. Grandfather sits at the head of the table, where nobody used to sit before. Robert, it is high time your youngest sons underwent their sacraments. Sir Brante, please, let them live free of the lot for a while longer. They are but... Shut your mouth! Robert, that wife of yours is impertinent enough to interrupt me. If this ever happens again, she'll be eating her gruel with the servants in the kitchen, where she belongs. It is time you considered a real marriage, Robert. One to a woman of the proper station. Gloria drops her fork. Grandfather shoots her a scathing look. A tear rolls down Mother's cheek. Father does not look away from the plate, his hands clenched into fists. Baroness El Lodar is one such woman. She is a comely widow and a fine match. She is suing for her inheritance right now and could use proper support and a husband. You can keep your low-born Lydia around if you like. Servant, mistress, I don't care. I will not do that, Father. I am the head of this family, and the family's standing took a severe blow after you married that commoner. It is unthinkable. How could you give up the memory of beautiful Amalia Elborn for this lowly woman and that bastard child of hers? But now you have a chance to set things right, Robert. Don't disappoint me. Father nods curtly, trying not to look in Mother's direction. Father, I wish to see Stephen. I find your conduct in the Baroness's presence satisfactory enough, or if I find it, then you may see him. She is coming for a visit tomorrow. Be prepared. Grandfather wipes his mouth with his napkin, throws it onto his plate, and leaves. Mother's lips move silently. Nobody says a word. Then Father stands up and orders you and the other children back to your rooms. He needs to speak to Mother in private. Father comes to your room before bedtime. He sits on the edge of the bed and adjusts a crease on the woolen blanket. He distances himself from you after Stephen's departure, so you are not used to such attention from him. In the candlelight you can see his face in the dark. There is a sour expression on it. My son, Baroness Emma Lodar will be visiting us tomorrow. Please be polite and treat her with respect. Nathan will do as you do. I want this dinner to be as immaculate as possible. Don't let me down. Oh, God. Oh, no. On the next day, Mother starts dressing you and Nathan for the coming dinner. You see red all around her eyes. She has been crying, and for a long time. It hurts just to look at her. Nathan starts whining quietly. You and Nathan are dressed in new doublets, your tousled hair brushed into shape. Gloria is told to stay in her room. Father appears wearing his best suit. Mother is in a humble brown dress looking pale. Grandfather has an uncharacteristically contented look about him. You hear the sound of wheels and hooves against the cobbles in the yard. Then a pair of dainty heels come clacking. The antechamber is completely quiet and still. Fearing Grandfather's observant eye, the door opens. You see your... I was anticipating some old frumpy-looking woman. You see your guest, a beautiful, dark-haired woman in a dress of elegant deep blue. Father takes the hand of Lady Lodar and kisses it, showering her in compliments. Grandfather's face is beaming in her presence. No one even bothers to introduce Mother. Ah, Baroness, allow me to introduce you to Robert's sons, Benedict and Nathan Brante. Frankly, it's his eldest, Stephen, who deserves the most attention, but currently he is studying in a Turner with other young noblemen like himself. It is my hope that his younger sons will also make me proud one day. Grandfather eyes you with a probing look. How will you act in front of the Baroness? Will you accept her here next to your mother, your father's rightful wife? I mean, we're now 6. Greet the Baroness politely, kiss her hand following father's example, walk away with Mother. I kind of want to do that. I mean, this is what we want to clearly do, but our father asked, and our grandfather killed us, remember, last time, so we're now going to exercise caution. As much as it pains us to see our mother in such pain here and emotional turmoil, maintain composure or greet politely. Yeah, we're going to kind of go for a happy medium here. We're not going to go to the full extent kissing her hand and all that kind of nonsense, but we're going to just maybe a bit of greeting with restraint. Don't want to get too involved, but just show a little bit of courtesy. We don't want to be too gusto with it with our mother watching after all. We're kind of like just doing the bare minimum to show, a bit of politeness. You mutter a proper greeting to Lady Lodar and bow your head. Out of the corner of your eye you see Mother walking upstairs to her room. You, on the other hand, follow Father and Grandfather obediently into the sitting room. Grandfather and Baroness Lodar engage in small talk over dinner. They discuss her inheritance litigation, and he advises her like the judge he is. Father is mostly silent, only getting in a word or two. The morning after, Father leaves for Eterna with Grandfather to visit Stephen. He returns from the capital in a quiet rage. You overhear your parents talking. Apparently, Grandfather has already poisoned Stephen's mind against him, and he greeted Father with cold hostility. The name of Baroness Lodar is never mentioned in the house again. We are now 7 years young. The kaleidoscope. Father now checks on your studies often and nitpicks you for sitting or eating or speaking in an incorrect fashion. Once he becomes so annoyed, he says that he wishes Stephen had been the one to stay home instead of you. You never expected to hear these words from your father, of all people. Grandfather's trip to the capital took longer than expected. It feels lighter around the house without his presence. You allow yourself a little change of scenery. Instead of your room, you now busy yourself with reading and calculations in the sitting room across from the open door to the yard. Gloria has joined you today. She has already helped you progress through several complex passages in the book. Right now she seems preoccupied with a strange tube. Aren't you hurt by the way Grandfather treats you? You ask. Gloria just shrugs. Grandfather always says they should get rid of me. I'm used to it now. He hurts you a lot worse because you're closer to him. I just have to stay out of his way. That's it. She shows you the strange tube she's been holding all day. Look, it's a kaleidoscope. I got it as a gift. Want to see inside? Excited by the idea, you close the book and peer into the tiny hole on one end of the tube. Your eye sees a multitude of intricate patterns. Each turn of the tube reveals a new web of interwoven colours. They mesmerise you. Oh, I had a kaleidoscope when I was young. They probably don't make kaleidoscopes anymore. God, yeah, kaleidoscopes. The things we had to do as kids before technology got so advanced. Hours of fun to be had. Kaleidoscope and an Etch-a-Sketch. The kaleidoscope turns the fire burning in the fireplace into a cavalry made of flames. You are riding at the front of the fiery horseman, ready to face the enemy. Grandfather's face emerges from the intersecting lines and you swing the kaleidoscope like a sword, cutting it in half. Now you look at the blue sky through the window. The patterns are unending, secretive and calm and peaceful. Just like Father's smile before Grandfather's invasion. Invasion. Am I enjoying the game? Yes, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. The deep blue gives way to a scattering of gold, radiating gentle warmth like mother's arms. This fleeting beauty too soon gives way to a hypnotic new pattern. Again and again, you see your family in those interconnecting figures as they come together and break apart. And in the middle of this golden glow, you see Gloria's green eyes gazing at you, observantly. Your sister left you long ago. The books are abandoned and time slips away unchecked, but you are still busy, peering into the kaleidoscope. Order emerges from the chaos before your eyes again and again, but you cannot preserve it, no matter how you try. You are caught in an inner conflict. There is so much that can be done with this kaleidoscope. Should you take it apart, or ask Gloria how it works, or keep enjoying the patterns it shows you? But you still have lessons to do today. Okay, so we can take it apart, we can keep looking at it, or we can return to our studies. Okay, we're not going to take it apart because it's going to break it, and it's our sister's. Although, as a 7-year-old child, I mean, taking things apart, it's something you do. We could keep looking through it, or we could return to our studies. I'm a curious 7-year-old child. People like, study. Prove Grandfather wrong. Study, study, study. Mate, no, I've got a kaleidoscope here. It's like magic. I've studied enough, and Grandfather's not here. So we're going to keep looking at this kaleidoscope and keep daydreaming. You continue peering into the ever-changing patterns the kaleidoscope offers you. They become truly interesting when you point it at the shining pillar gleaming in the sky. In your mind's eye, one battle follows another, filling your ears with clanging steel and the neighing of horses. You are leading the Imperial army now, Everybody is so proud of you. Grandfather says you are better than Stephen. And Father's stern voice cuts your daydream short. You lost all track of time. It is evening now. How did you get your hands on this toy, Benedict? Why aren't you studying? Give it to me. You will have doubled the lessons tomorrow. Sorry, Daddy. Grandfather's visits are no longer a cause for fear and panic in the house. He has become something you are used to, something nagging, yet not unordinary, like a splinter or a stain on your trousers. The tension still remains, however. Sir Gregor's disdain for everyone in the house is so palpable it almost stings for real. Sweet temptation. Is someone going to leave like a cake on the kitchen worktop? Your lessons with the tutor are done for today. You are walking down the stairs when you spot Gloria peeping into the sitting room through a slightly open door. You sneak up on your sister and tap her lightly on the shoulder. She is startled. Oh God, it's you, Benedict. Look, Sir Gregor's eating something. Grandfather is sitting on the sofa, flipping through a book with one hand and reaching for a glass bowl with another now and then. Inside the bowl, you see candied fruit, a sweet confectionery forbidden to the common estate, like all sweet things. What? No sweet things for commoners? This just gets bloody better and better. Yet Grandfather's face shows no pleasure as he keeps consuming the high-born treats. The clock strikes 3. Grandfather rises from his seat, puts away the bowl on a shelf, and leaves for the yard. He always takes a walk in the city at this time. Gloria nudges you with her elbow and looks at the candy bowl when you look at her. The first emotion you feel is fear, but next comes curiosity, and it is stronger. Stephen used to boast that candied fruit tastes incredible, and now you have a perfect opportunity to try it. You try a candied fruit first. The sugar starts to melt as soon as you put it on your tongue. It is so sweet. You have never eaten anything as good as this. You take the whole bowl off the shelf and give it to your sister. She takes the fruit and brings it to her mouth carefully, like a rare treasure. There is a thumping on the stairs, footsteps accompanied by the knocking of a walking stick. You have no idea why, but Grandfather is back. You quickly hide behind the sofa and pull Gloria after you, but she is frozen in place with the bowl in her hands. The door opens. Grandfather's menacing figure advances on Gloria. His hand seizes her arm. You squalid, ungrateful, low-born child! How dare you bite the hand that feeds you? You and your trollop of a mother would be sleeping in a ditch if it weren't for my spineless son. The sweet and pleasant things in life are for the noble estate, not for the likes of you. Did you forget your lot? Push! His hand swings and hits Gloria on the cheek. She falls to the floor right next to where you are hidden. Her fingers glisten with the warm melted sugar that brought you here. Grandfather advances again, his walking stick ready, but then he sees you huddling behind the armchair. Please, don't hurt him, Sir Brante. This is all my fault. He tried to stop me. You can already see a bruise on Gloria's cheek. This is only the beginning of her punishment. Gloria was caught red-handed, unlike you. You can still avoid your punishment. What is it then, Milksop? Did you try the sugar too? Or were you trying to stop this piece of filth like she says? Oh, God. Oh, we don't lie. We don't lie. We tell the truth. I don't want to die again. Oh, no. Self-preservation. Oh. No. I'm sorry. We can't do it. We can't do it. Oh. She's told us to lie. She's going to get a battering anyway. Oh. Oh, this is so foolish. We've been killed once. We should learn our lesson, right? We should learn our lesson. Test number 2 approaching. Oh no. Okay, so it's being faced with this situation, it's probably not quite so simple as this, is it? Let's be honest. It's not quite so simple. He tried to stop me, so she's sticking up for me. We've been killed by him once already. Oh, we don't like to lie, but I know, I don't think the truth would kill us, but if you were facing this situation, would you risk it? I don't think I would. I mean, it's all well and good saying, well, I'm just going to stand there and tell the truth. Come what the punishment. But if the punishment's bloody going to be an overzealous death. But he did say, hang on, he did say, our father said that he wouldn't do it again. And this isn't like kicking somebody, is it? This is just eating a few sweets. No. We will be steadfast. We will be steadfast. We're not a liar, and we're hoping that maybe if we do tell the truth, yes, we're going to get a beating, but it might help our sister get less of a beating as well. No, I hate this race. You stand up and tell the truth, even though it takes you an effort. It did take me a flipping effort, I'm telling you. You actually ate a candied fruit, but Gloria only touched it. You hope this will help your sister avoid punishment. That's exactly what I said. If we might be able to sort of spread the punishment between the two of us. However, you are quickly proven wrong. Grandfather's face is red with rage. He strikes you both with his walking stick, blow for blow. He keeps hitting you until he grows tired, and then he leaves you where you are. Soon enough, Mother comes in to find the two of you on the floor, too afraid to move. She shakes her head in disappointment. You are badly hurt and covered in bruises, yet she still forces you to kneel and recite the precepts on the lots and how important it is to follow them. Then you stand before father and grandfather and swear never to take things that do not belong to you again. Did that go up? That went up. It was -2 before, right? Okay, so we've gained perception, I think, and lost a bit of willpower there. But it took us all of our willpower to flip and tell the truth. We were like, as a poor little 7-year-old, he respected our honesty. Cool, you see, honesty is the best policy. The sacrament. Father and Mother have been focused on Nathan and you since early morning. Instead of breakfast, you are told to say your prayers, wash your hands and faces, and get dressed in plain white shirts. Today is the day of your sacrament. Oh boy. Oh no. Mother, I want to go play in the yard. First time we've seen a portrait of Nathan. An odd child. He has been secretive and aloof since he was a little boy. He's inept, constantly ill and crying, always in need of care and protection. He started reading sacred texts at a very young age. Okay, so he's a bit of a young, sickly little thing. No playing today. You and Benedict are big boys now. It's time for you both to have your first sacrament. No one can live without a lot. I don't want a lot. Be quiet and listen. You were born commoners, so you must accept a low-born lot before the twins. When you grow up, you will get a chance to earn a noble lot. Father and Mother take you to the carriage. Nathan is hungry. He starts whining. Grandfather is the last to get in. His eyes are on you and your brother, looking for every fault. Soon, the carriage is moving along the streets of Anisot, slowly and solemnly. One more turn and you see the colossal white building marked by 2 massive pillars. For the first time in your life, you are to enter the Church of the Twin Gods. You enter the gate and walk under the splendourous dome of the church. The church hall is divided into 2 halves. They are drastically different from one another. The floor on one side is rough and jagged and covered in dried brown spots, while the floor on the other side is made of smooth marble. The commoners kneel on the jagged floor, and the well-dressed nobles and their families sit on pews. Father and grandfather leave you to sit on one of the nobles' pews. Mother walks to the rough stone of the commoner's side and gets down on her knees. You see her wince in pain, for the low-born estate shall suffer in the house of the faith. The church acolytes surround you and lead you to the altar, where you and other children will take your sacrament this day. Before you stands a tall priest dressed in black, with a sword in one hand and a hefty whip in the other. Nathan's whining grows louder. He dislikes this place. He is scared. You remain quiet, but your stomach roils in uneasy anticipation. The first child to take the sacrament is a jaunty little boy from a family of nobles. The priest extends the sword before him and recites the words of his lot. From this day forth he will fight and rule and pursue the arts, his mind now forever free from the throes of suffering, for he now belongs to the noble lot. The boy proudly touches the flat of the blade with his lips. Nathan is next to receive the sacrament. He suddenly snaps out of his fearful trance and tries to break free, but the acolyte pulls him toward the altar and throws him on the jagged floor on the low-born side. The sharp edge bites into Nathan's knees as he lands, spraying drops of red around. I don't want him, Benedict! Why do they want to whip me? What did I do? You try to break free and run to Nathan's side. You want to give him courage and protect him, but the acolyte's grip on you is too firm. You feel utterly helpless. Your little brother has to face the world all by himself. The priest starts reciting the words of the lot as he swings the lash over Nathan's shoulders. From this day forth, Nathan, thou shalt endure and work and suffer. Thou shalt be ardent in thy labour and humble in obedience to thy rulers. And now cometh thy first true suffering, which thou must accept with gratitude. The lash cracks. It strikes his right shoulder. It strikes his left shoulder. The blows are so powerful that Nathan falls to the floor. The priest tells him to rise. He has received his lot. Nathan gets on his feet and drags himself towards Mother, his knees torn and bloodied, his spirit broken. It is your turn. Your feet will not move. You can barely muster enough strength to walk to the altar. You get down on your knees and feel the sharp stones below, so sharp your clothing cannot protect you. Your skin begins to burn. The acolyte forces your head down and you feel the lash being drawn above you, ready to strike. The priest's words are for you now. Oh no. Oh no! Don't give me these damn options that tempt me to be naughty. This is thy sacrament. Thou shalt work and endure and suffer. Thou art about to receive the first true suffering by the sacred lash. Does thy accept thy lot? Catch the lash. Poosh! Like a ninja. Boom! Oh no! Kiss the sword. Oh, that's too harsh. Now we can either catch the lash in some kind of ninja fashion, or we can accept it. Oh no! Oh, this is horrible. Right, okay, I've got to think this rationally. Think through this rationally. We're 7 years old. The eyes of the whole flipping town are watching us here. Our father and grandfather are sat in the pews watching on. Our mother too. We catch this lash. What on the earth message is it going to cast down upon our entire family? Oh, we've got to accept it. It's as painful as it is. Our younger brother accepted it. Our sister accepted it. We've got to accept it. Stick to the plan. Catch the lash. Catch the lash, snatch it out, and whip him across the face with it. We can't do it. It's too much. It is just too much. God, could you imagine their flipping outrage? We are willful. Yeah, we're willful, but we're not flipping stupid. Our stupidity has got us killed once already, I'm afraid. We're going to play along for now. Oh, I kind of do want to do it, but I just don't see us doing it. I just don't see us doing it. There's ways and means in dealing with this little lot, and it's not to cause a scene in the church. Oh no. Oh. The moment before the lash reaches you stretches out into an eternity. You briefly consider doing a forward roll, followed by a cartwheel, flipping up and catching it, but unfortunately that is all a pipe dream in a kaleidoscope, and you just wait patiently for the pain to arrive. The whip cracks. It strikes you on the right shoulder. The lash is so heavy, it bends your back and forces you to the floor. The lash cracks again. It hits you on the left shoulder. There is blood running down your back. Rise now, commoner, the priest tells you. You stand. Everything looks blurry. You can barely walk on the sharp floor. Mother takes your hand and leads you away from the altar. Okay, so we've lost determination because of that. Gain perception, though. It pains me not doing that, you know. It pains me. There is agony, but there is also unfathomable tranquility. This is right. This is what you deserve. This is how it should be. This is the way of the world and its laws. From this day forth you will accept all suffering in life with humility and patience, for you are a commoner. Yes, we're a commoner for now. We will be humble and do as we're told for now. We have received the commoner's lot. Well, along with our brother and sister, commoners together. Let the commoners unite. We'll. It's like a commoners' rebellion. Screw it. Oh, more stats too. You can see the urge to save scum on my face. Oh no. No, I wouldn't do it, but yeah. I'm definitely watching another playthrough alongside this. I'll have to find somebody that to watch that's playing this game and see what choices they make and see what the outcomes are, because I'll be shocked if everybody does exactly the same thing as me, but then again, you never know, do you? We'll see. The mark left on you by the sacrament takes a long, long time to heal. Mother says it is a reminder of your lot, suffering and sufferance, pain and patience. Gloria shows you the mark of the lash on her shoulder one day. It will never disappear. You are a commoner now. This is the lot you were born into. But Father keeps telling you to study hard so you may yet earn a different lot and become noble of the mantle. You recall the past with warm sadness, when Stephen still lived with you, or when he wrote to you for a time shortly after he left. Now he thinks it beneath him to write to the commoners in his family. Mother didn't lock herself in the bedrooms often back then. This changed shortly before Nathan was born. But most importantly, you missed the time before the terrifying figure of your grandfather was constantly looming over you. You learn the true power of the lot only after the head of the family's arrival. In grandfather's eyes, no commoner deserves to be treated with kindness. Is this just him? Or is it the way of the entire world? The very thought makes you queasy. You are older now, and what's more, you are an elder brother now. You've learned how to care about someone else, how to teach and protect. Soon, you're a small boy no longer. As the days pass, play gradually gives way to laborious study. Now your choices will decide your place in the bizarre and ruthless world of adulthood. Your childhood years are over. Interesting. End of chapter 1, childhood. Okay. So we've gone through our timeline. Our determination is currently at level 2. Active. At least we're not spineless. That's good. I would prefer to be at least resolute, but hey. Our perception, we are inquisitive. Like that. That's pretty good. Our willpower is full of power, like that too. And we have died once. Which I don't like, but hey. And now we move to adolescence.
I was growing up fast.
Oh.
The school, the streets, and the whole wide world awaited me beyond the gate of my parents' house.
We're being set free. Chapter 2, Adolescence. Look at that. Right, now how do we save it? Does it auto-save? Yeah, Ollie, you read my mind, because that's why I wanted to save it, because it's 10:30, which would usually mean it's time for me to get a cup of Horlicks and watch Happy Valley, but that's now finished, of course. So what it means now is get a cup of Horlicks and do something completely different. Maybe it's a Football Manager before bed, but anyway. What time does the stream finish? The stream is finishing right now. We're starting chapter 2, Adolescence. It seems like a good place to end the stream right here. So hopefully that when we start back up again, we'll be able to start back up at this precise point. Yeah, so I kind of want to end it right here. There we go. So we're going to end it right here. But yeah, there you go, folks. There you go. This is the life and suffering of Sir Brante. And yeah, there's clearly some suffering involved. as if we should have expected anything different with a title like that. But yeah, it's setting the scene quite nicely. I like the concept of your actions having implications further down your timeline. It's harsh, isn't it? It's harsh, this kind of class-based system, especially when you compare it to modern times. I mean, I don't think it was quite. Was it? Maybe similar things happened back in the medieval times, but I mean, it just seems so awful. But yeah, I think that this game is best suited to streams. To be honest with you. So it's probably going to be a stream-only series, whereas the other games I'm playing, I will do recording sessions. Obviously, clearly, F1 Manager, I've done recording. I've not done a recording session of CK2 yet, but I do plan to start doing some recording sessions to help with the pacing of that series. Very, very soon, actually. So, but I'll keep this as a stream-only thing. Fantasy Renaissance period. There is magic in this world. Gods who are active, and the advent of gunpowder is happening. Oh, well, we've got lots to look forward to by the sounds of it. So hopefully you've enjoyed. Yeah, and of course there's lots of replayability as well. So even if you're watching and you fancy playing it yourself, there's no reason why you can't pick different paths and stuff and get different outcomes. So yeah, feel free. But right now I'm going to go downstairs and get my little nightcap before retiring for another week of work. So the plan for next week, before you go, if you're interested, tomorrow's stream will be CK2. Monday is usually CK2. Tuesday, I'll be probably playing football, but I'll bring you a recorded session of F1 Manager. But if I'm not playing football, I'll give you a stream of F1 Manager instead. Wednesday, I'm playing football, so it'll be a recorded session or something. Thursday, football. Friday and Saturday, other stuff. So yeah, anyway, so Monday is likely going to be the only stream until next weekend, but in between that, there'll be recorded sessions going up of CK2 and F1 Manager. I'm just trying to think about when I'm going to get that next episode of Mortuary Assistant up. But I can't stream it onto tomorrow because I want to do CK2. So if I do get a cancellation in football this week, I promise to replace it with a stream of Mortuary Assistant. How about that? But anyway, that's my plan for the week. No travelling to other cities for work, so a nice slow-paced, quiet week. Touch wood, I'm hoping. So I can get some stuff done and get some vids up and stuff, because things were a bit slow last week because I was quite tired after all my travelling about. But anyway, go forth, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, your evenings, whatever you're doing. Hopefully you have a good week. February is coming to an end. Can you believe it? It was Christmas a minute ago. It's now almost the end of Feb. And don't forget, folks, Tuesday is Pancake Day, Shrove Tuesday. So use it as a good excuse to have some sweet treats, unless you're one of those weird people that like to have a savoury pancake on Shrove Tuesday, which is like, why? Why would you do that? Anyway, hopefully see you for the next episode of this at some point next week, probably next Sunday. But until then, have a good one. And until next time, I'll see you soon.